Oh, ladies and gents, Moon Knight, shaping up to be absolutely incredible. But Marvel, please get your directors to shut their mouths. Why do I say this? Well, one of the Moon Knight directors has come out and badmouthed Black Adam because they didn't hire Egyptian people. That's right, ladies and gents. If you tell a story in a certain zone or certain culture or whatever, it must have those people. Even though that story is make-believe and predominantly set thousands of years ago. Oh! You're not very smart. You sound like a dipshit. You sound very, very stupid. And this level of... I mean, it's idiocy. It's lunacy. It's idiocy. Will be the crushing death blow to any artistry moving forwards in any media. Or should I say any medium? Because that's truly what it is. So let's dive into this today. We can't go to the original source because the original source is in a foreign language. But director Mohammed Diab criticises Black Adam because they didn't cast any Egyptian actors. Well, mate, I hate to break it to you, but there's no point. The whole reasoning behind doing that, I mean, it's fiction. It's all fictional. It's all make-believe. It's all from some thousands of years ago. I mean, there is no Black Adam. I know you might think there's a Moon Knight, but there is no Black Adam. Alright? It's not real. It's make-believe. You don't need Egyptian people. So one of Moon Knight's directors, Mohammed Diab, has taken aim at DC's Black Adam for an apparent lack of diversity, due to the fact it will switch out ancient Egypt for the fictional nation of Karnak. Well, who cares? Surely. Look, I'm no Marvel lover. I'm no DC lover. I couldn't give a toss about any of them, quite frankly. But surely that fits your quota. Oh, there's no Egyptian people hired. Well, it doesn't need to be because it's a fictional place. Even if it was Egypt, it's still a fictional time with fictional people doing fictional things. They're bloody superheroes. Did you hire an actual superhero? No. Did you hire someone who's actually mentally ill? Wait, most actors are. Apparently most directors are as well. So much of Moon Knight's story reportedly takes place in Egypt. No great surprise when Mark Spector's story is very much grounded in that country's mythology. Talking to Phil Fan, one of the show's directors, Mohammed Diab explained why it was so important to highlight his home in an authentic way. As we know from past movies, it's too easy to head down the cliched route with Egypt. I wanted to showcase Egyptian talents as much as I could, he explained. Again, look, I don't bloody showcase them. Do it, I don't care, but it's the second bit that's dumb. It is dumb. Every culture should be represented by its people. So I hired actors, an editor, a costume designer, and an art director, and a composer who are all Egyptian. Every culture should be represented by its people. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to be. What if the people are so ignorant to their own culture that you have to hire an expert? You think of that? No, you didn't, did you? Not every culture has to be represented by its own people. Especially not in make-believe nonsense bloody superhero crap. And I quite like some superhero stuff from time to time. Clearly I'm a bit of a nerd. But it's make-believe. It's just made up crap. It's just stories. You could even say that culture's not true due to how you're working it into a superhero narrative, right? You could say that actually that's disrespectful to that culture because you're weaving it into modern day superhero narrative and consumerism, and you're profiteering off of it. Did you think of that? Did you ask the representative of Egypt. Right? Because you talk about cultures, you talk about peoples. Well, there is actually, I don't know if they're democratically elected, but there is a representative leader of Egypt. Did you ask them whether they approved? Because if you didn't, I don't want to hear another word out your mouth, son. Because you're talking bollocks. Anyway, that should be, that should all be pivotal, ensuring what we see in Moon Knight feels real. But Diab was quick to express disappointment with another upcoming superhero project. I was really annoyed with DC when they set Black Adam in a fictional Middle Eastern country as an excuse to cast non-Egyptians. So, why? I mean, they're damned if they do and they're damned if they don't here, aren't they? You absolute pleb. When it was obviously meant to be in Egypt. What? Oh, God. But surely, by your own metric, they're doing something right. Because they're like, well, look, we've got this star. He wants to be in it. Let's hire him. Let's boost this. So what we'll do is we'll set it in a fictional Middle Eastern country instead. Because, it's fictional superheroes anyway. And, it's entirely meaningless. But he's like, no, I'm annoyed by that. The filmmaker said of the movie taking place in Kandak, representation opportunities shouldn't be wanted, but it's not a full mistake, since it's based on an iteration of the comics that doesn't mention Egypt. Right, so you're annoyed, but then you accept it. Yeah, you're an idiot. As Diab acknowledges, Egypt isn't mentioned specifically in the comic books, but Kandak is basically the DC Universe's take on the country and borrows heavily from that type of mythology. We've seen very little from Black Adam, so it's hard to say right now whether the movie has failed to embrace diversity. Right. In a way that's as meaningful as Moon Knight. Does it matter? Is this how we're critiquing stuff now? Whether it's got enough check boxes? I mean, this is literally checkbox. This is... God. It's painful. Some of this stuff... This will be the death and destruction of all creativity in the West. It will. And you don't see this in other places. You don't see... I'm not hearing the outcry from people going, Bollywood needs more white people. Bollywood needs more black people. I mean, that's a massive industry of movie making. But I don't see anyone crying about that. Not every culture has to be represented by its people. Because, look, 9 times out of 10, the people of the... if I was to say we need a bunch of British people to be hired because representing British culture, most of them are idiots. I wouldn't want them representing England. God no, they're imbeciles half the time. It'd be offensive just looking at them. And not even that. It's the simple fact that you're not dealing with the culture. You are also profiteering off of it. Diab, did you know that? You're profiting off of it. Did you ask people whether you could use it? But it's okay because you paid some Egyptians, basically, is what you're saying. Stop the weird virtue signalling. Oh, I can make loads of money off this and not ask for permission because I paid some people. I hope you donate your millions of Marvel dollars to someone else. You dickhead.